If you're looking for a video with a dramatic conclusion at the end, I don't think there's going to be one in this. This is going to be a stream of consciousness, sort of spitting off the top of my head things that I am thinking about a lot with regards to the music business and the music industry over the past bazillion years that I've been in it. So if you're like let's just put it this way, I'll give you like the warning notice. Like if you're an aspiring 17-year-old delusional producer, this might not be for you unless you really want to hear things that are true. Then you can take this information for what it's worth. You could throw it in the garbage, or you can ponder it, or at least be aware of it, or at least maybe have it in the back of your mind and go from there. But I'm not giving you the whole, let's get into it and playing my sizzle reel right now. I'm just going to go. I am responding. I was having a conversation this morning about AI with regards to lyrics. If you are delusional enough to believe that if you don't believe that at least half of the lyrics that you're hearing in pop music today are from AI, you're just not aware of what's going on. It's rampant. It's going to get worse. People are going to use it to their advantage. Some people are going to be just trampled by it. If you're not willing to be a writer that's in the room with 4 other people offering up prompts, you're not going to be a writer on a track in the current popular world. That includes pop, R&B. It includes hip hop. It includes urban music. So if you think that someone like one of your favorite stars is beyond getting a couple of hints from ChatGPT, you're out of your mind. This video will go anywhere I want it to go. Been thinking about it a lot here and there, all morning even. I'll just give you some early information, let's just say. I've been in the music business all of my adult life, let's just say. Have I been ripped off? Multiple times. By labels, by artists, by producers, production companies, attorneys. Have I made my share of a living off of the whole music industry? Yes. Am I alone in getting ripped off? No. It's literally what the business is based on, is people ripping each other off under the disguise of art and music. The feel-good thing. The thing we feel good about, the thing we love about the music business is the music part, or the art part, or the, being an entertainer part, or finishing a product and getting it to the audience part. I was talking to someone about the Katy Perry project. It's nice and breezy here today. We just got over a crazy heat dome or some shit. I was talking about the Katy Perry project, might be one of the worst disastrous albums from one of the biggest selling artists of all time, as far as, the fall off. People are like, why does that happen? How could that happen? She's everywhere. She's on TV all the time. She's sold 145 million records, whatever you want to call that. How could she literally not even get a top 50 album as their new release? She just flew to space. I'll give you a couple of instances. Let's just say the label's sick of her. let's just say she's too expensive. So the return on investment for the label doesn't make any sense when they can not pay for a new Pop-Tart artist that costs them almost nothing and they're already in the black. Why would they deal with a superstar who they've already made their money on? Anything else from here on in is gravy, let her do whatever she wants. We'll write it off. If it turns into a hit, it's a hit. And, but it's not going to be a hit because it can't be a hit. Because they're not investing in it being a hit. Because if they put $10 on this Pop-Tart, where they stand to make double their money, or they put $10 on Katy Perry, where they might make 6% on that money, where do you think they're going to take the $10? I've been in the rooms for these conversations. I've never been part of making that call. Like, oh yeah, fuck it. She's just a barcode, whatever. I have this literally timed out because I'm going to do these maybe a little bit consistently where I dig in a little bit so that whoever's interested can learn from it. These are low effort videos. I don't make any money off these things. What do I get out of it? I don't know. I vent. That's an artist example. Now, what is an artist these days? They certainly aren't like, building a career by touring the world, the coffee shops of the world, and trying to, connect with people or start some sort of movement. I would say 99 out of the last 100 artists I've met, and this is going back several years even, their underlying theme is that they are hoping some sort of scheme catches on, whether it be the obligatory I want to go viral. I don't know. I've been hearing that I want to go viral since at least 2010, probably. I want to go viral. I'm going to do, it used to be, we're going to do a video and MTV is going to run with it. Then it was, we're going to put a CD out and we're going to put it on the shelf at Starbucks when Starbucks used to sell CDs. And at one point, Starbucks was almost threatening to become an important part of record sales or CD sales. So the artists aren't genuine either. Let's just be honest. They're not. 99% of them are not genuine. There are some out there. And when I say 99%, it's not an exaggeration because 1% is actually a good number. If there was 1%, if there was 1 out of every 100 artists was really genuine and really in love with just the art and wasn't thinking at least a little bit secretly about, I really would like to be a star. Wonder what that would take. Those people almost don't exist. By nature, you're getting into the show-off business, the, put on a show, entertain people, look at me business. Then you have the fictional artist who says, all I want to do, I've been hearing this one for 40 years. I just want to write for other artists. No, you don't. You want to be a star. You want someone to say like, wow, your voice is actually really good. Why don't you make a record? Oh, me? I never really thought about it. I always wanted to be a behind the scenes person. I'm just going to keep going into crazy different areas because that was my intent on this. So I've talked about the artists, how insane that whole side of things could be. The labels, insane. If you're not prepared for it, you're going to, and even if you are prepared for it, I knew what was going on and I got ripped off. I knew what was going on, and I got not paid. Like, getting not paid in the music business has been going on probably since the concept even started. When player piano roll started, I'm sure those guys, none of them were getting paid. And then radio and all that. You know how it works. Not getting paid, or basically people vanishing before they pay you, is sort of like allowing for theft at a grocery store. Like, there's going to be 30% theft, and these grocery stores know it. If you're getting into the music business and you think that there's not going to be, I would say 30% would be a good number on, like, you're going to get 30% stolen from you. Now, if you're an artist, you could only hope to survive with 10%. You're going to get 90% stolen. There'll be friends of mine that hit me up after this and say, like, what are you kidding? It's more like 98%. So what happens is, the artist gets ripped off, like they get some money, they get ripped off. Everyone's got their hands into it. The label, the artists, the managers, the producers, the engineers, the studios, the drill. And then there is the theft, the hiding royalties, and that could come from anywhere. Like, do you really actually know how to audit Spotify? Or do you actually really know how to audit whatever is going on? Your merch. You don't think that the person that's selling your merch is probably putting a little bit in the pocket when they're selling your T-shirts at a show? Account for, what do they call it? Breakage. I think the grocery stores have a different name for it. Spoilage or something like that. The attorneys, God only knows what kind of deals they're cutting behind your back. I mean, if you got your attorney cutting a deal for you with another attorney, you can trust that there's something in it for both of them on top of what you think they're getting paid for. You can trust on that. Whether it's a trip to the Bahamas or whatever, trip to the French Riviera that magically appears in their inbox. Those things are just going to happen. All that spoilage, all that reality of how effed up the music business is. This will probably, I could go on for many chapters. I don't know if I'll get views on this thing. Does it matter? I don't know if some people will stop. I don't care. I've been in this game forever. I know the game. I understand it. I'll probably be, fishing pretty soon as far as, making some records on my own that I like to do and doing all that kind of stuff. There is, this is, if I was going to get to the big moment at the end, it's like, don't get into this business if you think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be crazy. It's going to drive you insane. It's going to be very disappointing. Look at the Wikipedias even of major artists. This is like, if you're an artist, a lot of this one is catering to the artist side. If you're an aspiring artist, look at the Wikipedias of even the biggest artists. You don't have to go back very far. Several deals that fell apart. This manager they had to fire. This person was ripping them off. They put out an EP. It sold nothing. They got dropped. They wound up getting picked up by another label. They put out another thing. That didn't do anything. They sold a bunch of stuff. It all got canceled. Like, if you can get a 4 or 5 year disgusting career out of the music business, it's a miracle. These people that are like, oh, there's my timer. These people that are like, oh yeah, I'm a long-term artist or something like that. Like, what's long-term? The police were together for 4 years. course, they went on to other things, but really Andy Summers didn't. Stuart Copeland never played another stadium gig unless it was on a reunion gig. Same for Andy Summers. Sting is Sting. Sting went a different route. I'll get into the superstar thing in future episodes.